Hi everyone, my name is Brooke Haggerty, the Food Chick. Welcome to today's episode of For the Love of Food. Folks, the holidays are upon us, which means a lot of rich, heavy foods. And of course, there's always desserts around. Well, I don't know about you, but I don't always want a big, huge piece of cake or pie after I've had all this wonderful savory dishes, because of course I am a savory kind of gal, not so much the sweet. But today I'm going to show you how to make a wonderful, easy, bite-sized dessert that you can take with you to holiday parties, whether they be office parties or at-home parties. You can have on hand for drop-in guests in your own house, or the perfect hostess gift if you need something for a hostess. We're going to do pumpkin truffles, and I want to show you what they're going to look like when we're finished with them. I reach into my refrigerator here. I'm going to show you what I've done so far. This is a pumpkin truffle. This is a plain pumpkin truffle. Then I've dipped some in chocolate and put a little white chocolate on top. Then I've dipped some in white chocolate and put a little melted semi-sweet chocolate on there. So this is what we're going to end up looking like. But this is where we're going to start. So let me go ahead and put these here. This is a very, very simple recipe. The only thing that takes long about the recipe is that the truffles have to set up before you can melt the chocolate on them. So let's go ahead and start with this, again, with this very simple recipe. We're going to use 8 ounces of cream cheese to start. This is a softened cream cheese, already softened up, and I've got a half a cup of confectionery sugar. So confectionery sugar, 10 times sugar, whatever you see it labeled as in the store. I'm just going to put that right in there. And we are going to raise up our mixer, and we're going to put it on low to start. That way we don't get sugar flying everywhere on that. I've done it before, and it doesn't really look good on the all white. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get that in there, going nice and strong. That's mixing together. While that's mixing together, over here on the stovetop, I've already got some melted down white chocolate and melted down semi-sweet chocolate. Now the white chocolate, when I melted that down, I put a little vegetable oil in that to make it nice and creamy. Nice and soft and creamy, so it's easy to dip into. And the same thing with the milk chocolate, but instead of oil in that, I use a little heavy cream in that in case I want to make a ganache style afterwards. Okay, so in here, I've got my cream cheese has mixed really, really nicely with my cream cheese is mixed very nicely with my powdered sugar. I've got 1 can of pumpkin mix, not pumpkin pie mix. I just bought pumpkin mix. You can buy pumpkin pie mix if you want it a little bit sweeter, but we've got enough sweet action going in here. I didn't want to do all that. But again, this is to your taste. And we're just going to add the pumpkin mix in here. And we're going to mix one more time. This comes together very, very quickly. Again, the hardest part about this is when it has to set. But this looks beautiful already. Let me grab my spatula here. Just want to push my sides down. Make sure we're getting a nice mix of everything in here. I love using my mixer. It's so much fun. I love the bright green color. So you can also use, if you don't have a stand mixer, by all means use a hand mixer for this. I don't suggest whipping it by hand. You have to have super soft cream cheese for that. So either a stand mixer or a hand mixer will do just fine. Okay, so we have a nice mix here. Again, we've got our 8 ounces of cream cheese, a half a cup of powdered sugar, and 1 can of pumpkin puree. I've already put together 1 teaspoon of cinnamon and 2 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice. Again, if you like things a little sweeter, you can add a little bit more of that to it. But with the chocolate, we're not going to need so much of that. So I've got that, and then I'm going to do some vanilla. Now you can either use vanilla, you can use agave, you can use honey. It doesn't have to be the vanilla on it, but the vanilla, I think, is a nice flavor for the fall and holiday seasons. So this is about 1 teaspoon in there. You know what? I'm going to put another one in there. I really want to bring out a nice vanilla flavor. If If you wanted to add something else in there, you could add clove, you could add a little nutmeg, it's, depending on your personal preference on. Oh, so let's go ahead and get those mixed up. So that's going to mix in there beautifully. Let me go ahead and push this down. So if you can see here, let me show you what this looks like on the camera. You've got a nice gooey mix there. Put this back on here. But we don't want gooey because we're making truffles and we want them to hold together, as you see over here. So I have a box of store-bought graham cracker crumbs. Just going to go right in here. You can buy graham crackers and make them into crumbs yourself by putting them through your food processor, or you just buy the crumbs already made, which is what I chose to do. And put this out of the way. And we're just going to mix this together. Again, this is a very, very simple recipe. Even I can do it. I'm not the biggest baker in the world. Okay, I'm not a baker at all. So, but this comes together beautifully. Just needs about a minute or so of mixing together. Okay, and you can see how this has all come together. I'm going to put this down a little bit so all of my mix comes off from my whisk. Oh, there you go. And look at that. My whisk is now clean. Perfecto. Okay, so this is what your mix is going to look like when you're finished with it. Okay, now it's a little soft, so we need to put it into the refrigerator. We're going to put it in the refrigerator for about an hour. I did one earlier today, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. I had one earlier today. I'm going to go ahead and pull that out. And that has hardened up nicely. Not too hard, just enough to work with. You can see the difference from what the first one is. So you really need to get that hardened up a little bit. I'm going to throw on a pair of gloves. If you don't have gloves, by all means, just take your rings off. And take your rings off so you don't get it gunky in there. I'm just going to roll, and you can roll this into any size ball you like. As you see over here, I've rolled them into a nice little bite-size roll. You can make them a little bigger, a little smaller, whatever you want to do. A big one actually would be kind of fun, a different play on, how instead of doing a big cheese ball, you do a big dessert ball. Actually, that would be a lot of fun. Okay, so you just want to roll them to your desired size. You roll those to your desired size. And then these are going to go back in the refrigerator, and they're going to set for about 15 minutes. So your first set is going to rest for about an hour in there because you've got the big bowl of it. But these only just for about 15 minutes. They just need to set up a little bit. And then they're ready to be dipped in your chocolate. So I'm going to come over here to my stovetop. And actually, let me bring this over here. So you see, so this is nice and soft here. I'm going to take one that's already been rested. I'm going to put it on my spoon. I'm just going to roll it around right in there. Oh, look at that, how pretty that is. That's really important when you're melting your chocolate. You want to melt your chocolate low and slow. You see how I have here? This is a clear glass bowl. I do that so that there's water in the bottom of the pot, but I can make sure that that's not touching my bowl. So you want to heat up your water to a nice slow boil. I put my bowl right on there with the chocolate, with the water, put it on low. It's just like a slow little roll, and just very gently let this melt down. Have a spatula in there so you can stir it around in there. Add a little bit of vegetable oil to the white chocolate, which is what I did. That's going to make it a nice silky, and it's going to give it a nice sheen. So we've got that there. Let me grab my milk chocolate. Now you can use dark chocolate. You can use whatever kind of chocolate you like to use. I really like to use milk chocolate on this. This is a semi-sweet morsel that I just melted down. Again, the same premise as the white chocolate. I'm using a clear bowl. You don't have to have a clear bowl, but it helps me. So my water in the bottom. I put my bowl right on top with my semi-sweet morsels, a little bit of heavy cream in there, so it just sort of simmers down, comes nice and silky. You see how pretty that is. Let me grab my ball here. I'm going to roll that in there. If you only want to roll half of your ball, you can do that as well. Bingo. Now look at this. Now we're going to turn around and we're just going to look how pretty that is. I'm going to do the same thing with the white chocolate on top of the milk chocolate. Oh, look, nice little designs. These are going to set up for in your refrigerator for about 30 minutes is all they need, but they can set it for up into a day or two in your refrigerator. You want to be careful they don't sweat down. But this is what you have when you're finished. So look at this. This is freshly rolled balls. These are our balls that have been our truffles that have been setting, and these are our new ones. I can't wait. I'm gonna have a bite of the white chocolate. Ooh, truffle with the chocolate sauce. Not too sweet, just enough to give you that nice end to your holiday meal, but not too big of a serving to overstuff you anymore. My name is Brooke Haggerty. I'm the Food Chick. Thanks for joining me on today's episode of For the Love of Food.